All right, hello. We are live on Tuesday, November the 25th. Tuesday, yeah, Tuesday, November the 25th, 2025. This is episode 78 of Accelerating Your Journey. This is a consciousness ascending presentation. My name is Benny Ferguson. I channel the non-physical collective known as Abraham. Been channeling for over a decade now, and we're excited to be here. We're excited to be of support, not just to be of support, but to be of an assistance to accelerating the process of your growth and expansion, accelerating the process of your expanding your awareness, realizing your capacity to create, realizing the inner creative process existing within you and the potential that is latent inside of you, the potential of source, because you are source and source is you. Yeah. If you're new to this channel and you find value in these interactions, first of all, be sure to check out all of the recordings of previous Accelerating Your Journey episodes. They are powerful. And also know that at the end of these interactions, we offer a short question and answer session that is held via the chat that is even more powerful than the discourse, because the questions and the comments that individuals are inspired to are based on their life's journey and where they are right now in this moment. And those interactions, the answers, the commentary based on their questions and their circumstances directly impacts them right now, because it's born of the questions, it's born of the confusion, it's born of the misunderstanding that's present right now, and that helps them move a little bit further and a little bit quicker along their path. And your opportunity to hear that interaction supports you as well, because it's highly possible that if you are inspired to participate in this interaction, if you have been inspired to listen to this interaction as a recording, it's highly possible that you are experiencing or in a similar place as those who were live. And so the question and answer period could be highly beneficial for you. So make sure you hang out long enough to experience that. If you are watching this recording, or if you're watching the recording, be sure to make sure you understand that that is at the end. And it's at the end of almost all of the Accelerating Your Journey episodes. So if you are inspired to watch any of those, be sure to hang out to the end. Also, check the description. Check the description for ways to connect with us on a deeper level. We do have a community outside of this platform that we are in contact with, that we send out newsletters and announcements as to what's going on. We also offer have events, workshops outside of these platforms that you will be aware of. We put those announcements on the platforms, but you hear about it first as a part of the community. Private sessions for those of you who are stuck or have a large challenge that's present right now that you may have been wrestling with for a while. Whether you want to understand your purpose, you're not clear on what your next step is in life, you are struggling with the transition of a loved one, you have something going on in your business, whatever it might be that you have going on right now in this moment that is big in your experience and you're struggling to get past it, or you've been wrestling with it for a long time, private sessions are perfect for that. If you are one who has made this journey a priority, and you understand that you're becoming the distance between who you are being and who you know that you are desiring to be, that is capable of creating the life that you intend, and you have made that the movement, the transformation, a priority, the Ascension Accelerator is perfect for that. For those of you, again, who have made this journey of enlightenment a priority in the Accelerator, you find everything that you need. just like going to a Walmart or a store of that nature, that has everything, that has the clothes, that has the groceries, that has the lawn and garden area, that has the auto area. They have everything that you need. Well, the Ascension Accelerator is everything that you need to explode down the path of growth and expansion. Not only are the tools there, but also the community is there. Also, the ability to be in consistent contact with us is there as often as you need it, in addition to the question and answer sessions and the interaction that goes on in the private group. If you're inspired toward that, that's available. And you can get more information on that in the description as well. Episode number 78. The higher the frequency, the cleaner the connection. Bold, bright action is contagious. These are the topics. Bold, bright action is contagious. The higher the frequency, the cleaner the connection. We have given the example, and Benny has talked about the example on different platforms and in other interactions about he and his daughter, and how almost always when they're in the car, given a few minutes, that they are highly connected. The energies between them is clean. There's no frustration. There is no fear. There is no anger. There is nothing that distorts the connection. And when the connection is clear and pure, and because they're in such close proximity, time, space has no bearing or influence on this connection. There is no distance in energy when you understand the idea of superposition from your quantum physics, where you can have two particles, electrons, two particles at great distance, thousands of miles, light years away, and you affect one and it simultaneously affects the other. This is proof on the physical plane that in energy there is no true distance between a thing, because everything is one. If you understand source, you understand that everything is one. Everything is created vibrationally. Everything is connected vibrationally and energetically. So when Benny and his daughter are in the car and they are vibing, they are laughing, talking or not, singing together or not, the verbal thing is not necessary for there to be pure, clean connection. And when that pure, clean connection occurs, his daughter makes comments, verbalizes things that Benny just thought. And he knows it. He's aware of it. She's not aware of it. Sometimes he tells her and sometimes he doesn't. But he's aware that she says what he thought immediately or right after he says it. That's the result of the connection. That's the result of the energy connection. That's the result of being not just in alignment, but in tune with each other. Now, what we're talking about, where we're going. Bold, bright action is contagious. The higher the frequency, the cleaner the connection. The higher the frequency. As you go about this play and practice on your journey of enlightenment, the biggest piece, if we want to use the word big, small, if we want to use that idea, first you have your intention, being clear on your intention. Last, you have the knowing of the imagery, having gotten clear, and the feeling of the experience that you're intending. In the middle is alignment. In the middle is your connection energetically, vibrationally to the experience. In the middle is where you are seeing who you are being, establishing the ideas of who you are that has already created the experience, and simultaneously, hopefully, because this is the fastest path, releasing that which is inside of you that is in conflict with the person you are intending to be. Now, what happens is as you release, naturally and organically, your vibration rises. We've talked about this before. As you release, the cleaner your energy becomes. Now, if we jump, we've talked about this. It's important It's suggested that you play with just being in a high frequency state before you have an intention, before you have a desire, before you have anything that you would like to manifest, is to play with being in a high frequency and conditioning your mind and body to a high frequency state. This is important. This is building and establishing a firm foundation. But when you are in the play and practice of establishing an intention, in the play and practice of establishing an intention, what happens is, again, as you release conflict, as you release the ideas that are in conflict with who you are intending to be, you are cleaning up your energy. You are cleaning up your vibration. You are cleansing yourself of that which holds you in low frequency, in lower vibrational states. And that allows you to tune to your intentions more freely and more cleanly. It allows you to tune to the people that you are interacting with more cleanly and more purely. Think about the impact of that when you are dealing or in relationship with children, in relationship with spouse or partner, and you have and are clearing the energies that move you or hold you in low vibration. The cleaner, the more pure your energy is, the cleaner your connection is with the collaborative components of your life. And whether you have an intention or not, the frequencies that you are offering serve as the base of your experience. The frequencies that you're offering color and code your experience to that frequency if you are consistent in your offering. And you become more and more consistent at a level of offering, again, as a result of releasing conflict, as a result of releasing that which is in resistance, that which is opposing that which you are intending to be. You are inspired constantly to have intentions. And your intentions, yes, are things, events, experiences that you are desiring to have on your plane of existence, your physical plane. But you are inspired as an individual to certain types toward certain types of intentions. You have inspirations, things you would like to do, things you would like to attain, places you would like to go. If you sit still, these ideas come to the forefront. And not only do they come to the forefront as life experiences and grand life movements for you that are important, but they also come to the forefront in your everyday life. If you are still on the inside, you will find that you are inspired as to what store to go to find the thing that you're looking for. This morning, with the organization that Benny and his wife have, they have to get their fingerprints done and that type thing every certain number of years. And Benny had filled out the application and the paperwork and everything, but he still had to go down to the sheriff's office to get the fingerprinting done. And he hadn't decided when he was going to go, but this morning he felt, because he has played with this and understands what it feels like, he felt in this area that it was today that he was supposed to go get his fingerprints done. He doesn't know why. He just knows what it feels like. And the more you play and practice with understanding your inner nature, play and practice with your inner creative process, play and practice with trying to follow your inspirations in a high frequency, you begin to see how often that you find yourself in the right place at the right time. Well, Benny was dropping his daughter off at school. She says, they get there early because she gets there early and hangs with her friends and whatnot before school starts. And she says, well, can we wait today instead of me getting out? Can we wait for a period of time? And Benny was like, really? You want to wait today when I know that I'm supposed to go do this other thing? But fine. So they hung out, right? And then she gets out for school. He goes to the location. Has to pay for parking. Everything is different. It's been a while since he's had to do business downtown. So he has to load an app and pay for parking and all of these things. Goes into the building, and granted, understand the last time he was there, there were tons of people in the lobby before your number was called to go through the door to the next area where you had to sit and wait if there's because there's lots of chairs and people in there in line, right? The next line. So he goes into the building. Nobody in the lobby. As a matter of fact, not only was there nobody in the lobby, but the lady behind the glass working was somebody that he knew. So they speak. He gets the number. She tells him just to go on into the other room, and that there was a couple of people in front of him. He went in the other room. There's like 3 people in there. One person's at the window. That person gets finished. The lady asks him if he's been serviced. No. So he goes, takes care of the paperwork. Wasn't in there 15, 20 minutes, and he was gone. Everyone was in there, was laughing, having a good time. The energies were light. Another lady, a sheriff lady, comes in. She comes in and she speaks to everybody, the people that are working. She says good morning to everybody that was sitting and waiting. And then she turns and she sees all the people working, and she says, good morning, beautiful souls, or something like that, she says, really, really loud. And it was really, really awesome, just the language and the energy in there, and all of it was in alignment with Benny's state, his energy offerings of the day and yesterday, and it was perfect timing because he followed that subtle nudge and push that he could feel, and the information around it was, today is the day to go to get the fingerprinting done. Higher frequency. Being in tune. You can say alignment. We feel that being in tune is even closer. But being in tune, being in alignment, the play and practice of releasing resistance, releasing the inner conflict to your intentions, these things are in unison. They are working together. When you understand the process, you have an intention. The next step is understanding who you are that has created that intention and is having that experience, and then being aware of and beginning to release that which is revealed inside of you that is separating you, that is in conflict, that is in resisting your being that person, that being. This is the play and practice. Some of you have intentions to have a certain job or career and be successful at it. Some of you have intentions simultaneously to be an excellent parent or have excellent relationship intimately or in your marriage. Some of you have intentions to travel. Some of you have intentions to certain levels of financial abundance that you have yet to have as experience. Each of your intentions come with the prerequisite of becoming the person, the being who has created it, who knows that they have the capacity, who knows that they are valuable enough, worthy enough, who knows that understands the inner creative process, who has taken responsibility of the fact that they are creating, and who establishes themselves as quickly as they can as the being who has already created the experience. That's what drives the manifesting of the experience. And you're already doing it. That's the funny thing. Hey, Catherine. The funny thing is that you're already doing it and you don't realize it. You're doing it in all of the undesired experiences that you've had in your life. You're doing it with all of the excellent, great experiences that you've had in your life. You're doing it when it comes to The restaurant that you want to go to or that you went to last, you're doing it. Think about the restaurant, the last time you had a fantastic experience at a restaurant, whether you were alone or with friends or family. Chose the restaurant in high frequency. You didn't choose somewhere that you didn't want to go, that you didn't feel good about. You chose somewhere that felt good and felt right. And if you were pure, you got there, and a lot of things, many things, if not all things, were in alignment with your choice. Now, if you were staticky in your choosing, you didn't really want to go there, but you were influenced by someone else and you didn't feel good about it, then your experience may have been staticky. But if it was all your choosing and you chose in the highest for you, then guess what? You probably found the highest when you got there. And when you look at it, you were in alignment. Even before you knew where you wanted to go or the type of food you wanted, you were in alignment, frequency-wise, vibrationally. You began to get clear on the location and then on the type of food, or vice versa. During that time, as you got clearer, you began to see yourself in the location. And when you entertained the idea of what it is you wanted to actually eat there, you saw yourself eating the food. This is the mind working on its own, whether you realize it or not. You saw yourself there. When you feel the urge or need to go to the bathroom, in your mind, you see yourself in the location. You see yourself there before you go there. That's how it works. But it's moving, happens so fast you don't see it. You don't see that process happen within the mind and body. When you have to find the restroom at a restaurant or in a location, you're seeing yourself in the restroom, and that's what's driving your asking the questions of the cashier or asking the questions of people who work there. Where's the restroom? Where's your bathroom? That's what's driving the actions, driving the language. There's no fear in asking people who work there for the location, for the information. It's pure activity of the inner creative process. You're in alignment. There's no reason not to be in alignment with the restroom, right? That's silly. But it's the inner creative process still at work. You're in alignment with the restroom. You're seeing yourself in the restroom, whether you realize it or not. And that momentum causes you to ask the question without fear, without hesitation, without any insecurity. I'm asking where the doggone restroom is. I'm sure you know because you work here. So there's no hesitation, and you did everything right to discover and make your way to the restroom. And it's the exact same thing that you did, whether you realize it or not, with the restaurant. And it's the exact same process whether you are intending beautiful relationship, whether you're intending to be an excellent parent or partner, whether you're intending to create a career move or to be more successful in your career, or you're intending to create or be more successful at your business. It's the exact same process. The challenge is when it gets to those things that you feel to be big or those things to be highly personal and that you have been conditioned that they are tied to your survival, i.e. your career or business success or money. Many have resistance to being successful, for there's a fear of being successful and what it might mean or how it might impact their life. They have a huge idea of what it may look like to be a failure or to make mistakes, or in their mind to fail at their business and what that might look like to people around them and family, what they might think. And because that idea is so big, they can't even get started. Your intentions reveal the conflict that is holding you in low vibration, that is stifling your ability to create as you are inspired. That's the middle ground of intention and the visualizing and identifying of the feeling of the experience. The middle ground is your becoming. Becoming in belief, in dominant idea. Becoming in thought. Becoming in language. Becoming in action. Each of these are effects of an internal cause. Being in the frequency of the experience, or being in the frequency of that which you intend to be, and the dominant ideas of that which you are that has already created the experience. If these are not a part of your being, that becoming in the middle is the play and practice. And as you go about that play and practice, the higher the frequency, meaning the closer you are able to remain consistently, and not as effort, but as a result of who you are being, the closer you are more in tune and in alignment with your intention, the cleaner the frequency, the cleaner the connection, the bigger the momentum and the faster the momentum is able to grow that drives the physical manifestation. Also, bold, bright action is contagious. You ever noticed when you're excited about something, how it excites others? Have you ever noticed when someone around you, a friend or someone, was excited about something, and how it ignited that excitement inside of you? Bold, bright action is contagious. Bold, bright, we're talking about alignment. We're talking about the feeling. And we're not just talking about contagious, although you can see it when it comes to person, on the physical manifested already plane. When we're talking about contagious, though, we're talking about that connection, that bold, bright action. Action being bold and bright in your being, in your state of being. Creates the tuning, creates the alignment, creates the connection with the collaborative components that step forward in support of you to create experience. Again, this is something that's always been happening. When you are highly frustrated or angry or damned if you will ever have that experience again, you are expressing boldly and brightly. And your alignment is most likely pure, because when you're in that state of being and offering that level of expression, guess what? You're not offering the frequency and the energies of that which you would actually like to have happen. You are burning brightly in defense, in preparation for defense of what you don't want to happen. So you're doing everything right again. You're burning brightly and boldly and purely in the direction of that which you do not want. And that connection is clean and pure in the calling and establishing and linking with the most perfect collaborative components to create that undesired experience over and over and over again, until you correct your attention, until you correct your vibrational state, your energy expression. Now, we describe that undesired experience. It's the same thing. Like we said, this process is the same as when you are cleanly creating an experience that you desire. Say you're planning a birthday party for your nephew or your niece or your son or your daughter, and you're planning a birthday party. Guess what? You're probably going to be pure and clear and clean and bold and brightly burning in the direction of them having an amazing time. And you're passionate about creating that environment and that experience for them because you love them so much. And in that moment, in those moments, you're doing everything right. You're contacting the other parents. You're talking to the kids. Shh, don't tell anybody. It's a secret. You're doing all of those things. You're connecting. You're getting the cake and you're getting the decorations and you're finding the location, or you're straightening up the house. And this time when you're straightening up the house, you're not upset about it. You're excited because of the experience that you're going to create. And you're burning brightly and boldly in the direction of that which you desire, in the direction of that which is intended. And in that scenario, you're doing everything right from an inner creative process standpoint. And the process is the same, no matter what your intention. and the information, the things, the people, all of those things step forward beautifully and with perfect timing because of your burning boldly and brightly in your energy, in attunement, tuned to you, in alignment with you, based on your vibrational energy expression, in support of you to create the experience. And you've done the exact same thing because the process is the same, but you have done it in the direction of intended and desired this time. This is what we want you to see. The process is the same. You can be clean, pure, and burn boldly and brightly in the direction of that which you do not desire just as easily as you can do that in the direction of that which you do desire. And you have been doing it all along. But now it's time to begin to rein in your attention, get clear on not what you want to create, but on who you are. Because if we step back again to just playing with your vibrational expression, the truth of you in source burns brightly and highly. The truth of you in source does not get moved off center or pulled into lower vibrational states, because the truth of you in source doesn't carry the triggers, doesn't carry the conditioning, doesn't carry the low vibrational programming. That should be your first goal, is to get closer and closer and closer to that state of being. In that state of being, you are consistently in alignment, consistently in tune with the highest of things, with the highest of experiences. And then from there, you begin to sow in your intentions as you are inspired. It doesn't take long when you really double down and make your vibrational expression, period, a priority. It doesn't take long. If you just make that a priority, you will have so many revelations. You will pull so much understanding. And because you're struggling with it, which you will, because you are wrestling with it, which you will, in your efforts to maintain a high vibrational state, you will flush out all that is in conflict with you being in that vibrational state. And then you go back to play and practice of releasing and saying, hey, who am I without that idea, and sowing that. And with that, you're not chasing a manifestation. You're not chasing the relationship. You're not chasing the money. You're chasing the truth of you expressed purely and cleanly. And the truth of you expressed purely and cleanly is in alignment with everything you will ever desire to manifest. We hope that makes sense. Energy, vibration, frequency, burn boldly and brightly in the direction of that which is desired versus undesired as often as you can. Your energy expression, your frequencies being clean, which allows pure connection to your intention, pure connection to the information and the collaborative components that are necessary to create the experiences. These are keys. These are keys. The states of being are necessary. And when we talk about these ideas, yes, we talk about them in relationship to that which is important to you on your plane of existence, as far as your living and your existing. But we also have to affirm that there is a foundational state of being, the truth of you in source, that not when you attain it, but as you approach it, in your attempts to approach it, It cleans you up from the inside out. And the cleaner you are, the more in alignment you are with higher frequency experience. Whatever that means for you as you go about your daily life. The cleaner you are in your vibrational offerings, the closer you get to the truth of you in source in your vibrational offering. Now, there's other things tied to that as you get there, but the cleaner you are foundationally to the truth of you in source, the more in alignment, the more in tune you are with the things that you would desire in life. Abundance in every form is in higher frequency, is in lighter energies, cleaner energies. Beautiful relationship experience, whether at home, whether at your job, in your careers, or in your business, is in higher, lighter, cleaner frequencies. Success in your business, success in your careers, is in higher, lighter, cleaner energies. So yes, we talk about the everyday life. We talk about the different areas of life, but there's foundational ideas, foundational pieces which will put you in alignment consistently with those everyday life ideas. Most are not ready or willing to take a step back for a moment to establish that foundation, but with that will not stop us from communicating that that could be a priority. It's one of the things that we discuss consistently in the Accelerator. Foundational ideas are the most powerful ones. Foundational ideas are the most powerful ones because alignment is alignment. And if you are in alignment with beauty and joy, guess what? You're in alignment with most everything that you will ever intend over your lifetime. Energetically, vibrationally, you're just inserting the actual idea. Right now, many of you are not. You're not in alignment in the highest. You're still wrestling with and riding the roller coaster. And that's the biggest challenge. You're not consistent. You're riding the roller coaster. Or you are consistent. You're consistently not in such a great vibrational space because you are still reacting to external experience. But the more you clean up the inner workings, the more consistently you find yourself able to express in a higher frequency. The more consistent you are expressing in a higher frequency with the goal of getting as close to as you can to the truth of you in source, the more you find yourself in alignment with high frequency experiences without even realizing it. Beautiful interactions with strangers. Excellent holistic experiences when you go to get your fingerprints. At the restaurant, at the car dealership, going to get groceries, at your job. All of these things. And you'll stand beside people and you will think in your mind and body, I had a fantastic day today, while they discuss how terrible their day was. Alignment is alignment. And foundationally, you want to play with becoming more and more in alignment, period, whether you have an intention at this moment or not. Whether you have anything that you intend to manifest or not. We're thankful, extremely thankful for the support of each of you who are here in the creation of this interaction. We're excited for you. We're excited for those of you who have found this recording and allowed us to be of support in that manner. If you have been inspired to an idea, if you have been inspired to a question, feel free to place those in the chat and we will take a few moments to discuss those. It's chilly here today. hands are cold. From a holistic standpoint, Catherine says, so the fastest way to raise your vibration is to recognize what thought is lowering your vibration right now. That's the process of cleaning yourself out. The fastest way is to just shift your mind. The fastest way is just to shift where you're placing your attention. That's the fastest way to shift your vibration. If you feel, when you catch yourself being triggered or moved into lower vibration, to switch your attention to something that causes you to feel good. And it doesn't have to have anything to do with what's going on in your present moment. You can take yourself and activate the feelings associated with a favorite vacation spot, a favorite song, a favorite color. You can take yourself in mind and body to those places or into that idea, and then just hang out long enough until you know that you are lifted in your energies, until you have become vibrationally that idea, that excellent vacation, that fantastic experience at the movies or the restaurant. That's the fastest way. Now, the way that creates consistency is releasing those ideas. Because if the ideas are present, then they're still available to be triggered. And the stronger, based on the type of idea, the stronger the idea, ideas of value, ideas of self-worth, low. Ideas of fear, say established as a child. These ideas are present, these ideas are resonating, and these ideas are holding you in a specific level of vibration. You can get excited all you want, but you will come back to that level of vibration and no higher than the ideas that are within you now, that are a part of your being, are keeping you at, holding you in a position. So the long-term consistency establishing ways, yes, to release those ideas. That is necessary as a part of the process. But in the moment, the fastest way is to just shift your attention. Shift your attention to something that elevates your frequency, elevates your energy. And it has massive impact. It has massive impact. But the way we teach to go about this process is two-headed, right? Play as often as you can in higher frequency. You're conditioning the body. But also be aware of the resistance that comes up as a result of being in that higher frequency, the resistance that conflicts with you being that consistently, so that you can release it. And the more you release, discover and release that which is present, this happens on its own. It happens on its own. Thank you for that, Catherine. Excellent. Excellent. Anyone else? Excellent. Excellent. So again, thank you for those of you who supported the creation of this interaction. Thank you for those of you who have found this recording and allowed us to be of support in that manner. We're excited for you. We love you very much. We'll be back on Monday as a result of the celebrating of Thanksgiving on this side of the world. If you are celebrating in any way, and even if you're not, we it is our intention that you have a fantastic rest of your week with family, friends, strangers, whoever you find yourself in contact with. It is our intention that you discover the truth of you and burn brightly as the truth of you in source, as clean as you can and as often as you can. Again, we love you very much. We love you very much. And it is our desire to be the highest support that we can for those of you who allow us to. We will talk to you soon.